use them responsibly and you're not going to violate that trust. Do you feel as though the boundaries that you have set now are comfortable for you? Do you feel they're overly burdensome? Do you feel they don't go far enough? What are your thoughts on the boundaries that you live with today on a day-to-day basis?
I think for the most part, I feel fine with all the boundaries that I live with when it comes to, I guess, specifically the boundaries that we all set for each other. I feel like they're pretty fine. I definitely think that we have all three boundaries to a certain extent, and I don't feel it could be better. It probably also could be a lot worse, but I feel like for now they're pretty good.
So how would you describe your own set of boundaries in relationships today? Are there specific situations where you find it challenging to maintain these boundaries, and how do you handle them?
I do tend to set my own boundaries with a lot of people, and it can kind of vary for me. I feel like for the most part, everyone kind of understands my boundaries, although sometimes it can be a little like there's small instances where my boundaries are kind of crossed, but it's never anything like super serious. It's just I need to probably communicate a little better. But other than that, I have set boundaries for some people and other boundaries for other people. One of the examples is physical touch, in the sense of when it comes to my family, I'm good with hugs, high fives, handshakes. You guys, I'm most comfortable being physically
Getting
affectionate.
punched in the arm when you twitch, you know?
Or that. But when it comes to my friends, I've kind of found that with almost anybody else, I'm fine with hugs, but I don't want people to just hug me immediately with no warning, or I can't even really see myself hugging a lot of my friends just spontaneously. I usually have them ask me or I ask them. It's
right. So the unsolicited mutual type of contact is something that you don't welcome. That doesn't mean you're not opposed to that kind of contact, but it has to be in the right context and it has to be under the right circumstances.
Yeah, and I mean, with you guys, I still ask if I can hug you, but I do think I'm more comfortable when it comes to hugging, at least in that sense, with you guys than I am with my friends. I picture myself hugging you guys way more than I picture myself hugging any of my friends.
Right. No, I get that. How do you protect your emotional and mental well-being in your interactions with others? What boundaries are instantaneous? What are your default boundaries when you interact with other people that you might not necessarily have a close relationship with?
Well, my default boundaries are I'd like not to be touched by someone I'm not that close to. I can do high fives, but even then it's I don't know. That's definitely one of the boundaries I put up. When it comes to the mental and emotional sort of part of that, I usually kind of just prefer more generic talking points rather than some more deep and heavy talking points relating to say we're talking about school, and instead of telling them talking about how stressed I am or all these other mental issues I'm dealing with when it comes to school, we might just talk about oh yeah, school's not all that fun or whatever, and we just talk.
People have tried, either deliberately or inadvertently, to cross these boundaries of yours, and when that happens, what's your reaction? How do you deal with that?
Well, I do have one friend that crosses my boundaries, but in the sense of trying to help me. But that friend I've known since I was in high school. We kind of bonded over being in the same class together, and they deliberate. I remember they told me that they deliberately want to push my boundaries so that I can, experience more things, because I kind of shelter myself a lot, and that's what I'm comfortable with, and they want to